Welcome to the Solid Signal Podcast for the week of June 18th, 2018. You know, the subject of this week's podcast is More for Your Thing. If that sounds a little familiar to you, that's because AT&T has been blasting it all over the airwaves in every possible place that they could. It's their new marketing slogan. And I have to say, it's kind of neat to see AT&T marketing a satellite, wireless, and streaming services all with the same campaign. That being said, I've heard a lot of comments from older folks, and by older I mean older than 30, saying that more for your thing doesn't mean anything to them, and it's been cited as just another way millennials are ruining everything. In this case, millennials have ruined advertising. They've ruined the way that people interact with AT&T. I don't believe that, of course, and I don't think that most folks do either. It's just a slogan, and if you happen to be old enough, you might remember a song that goes, "It's your thing, do what you want to do." I would play it for you, but then I'd have to pay licensing, and I don't want to do that. But let's get back to it. Why is more for your thing a good advertising slogan? Well, for millennials, it really does tend to resonate. And it talks about individualism. It means that no matter how you consume your media, that AT&T has something there for you. That's not bad, is it? I mean, come on. If you happen to be one of those people who watches on a little tiny screen, great. If you happen to be somebody who's got an 80-inch TV in the living room, fantastic. If you're somebody who wants the most premium entertainment, willing to pay for it, great. If you just want a good streaming cord cutter bundle, they've got something for you there. The most important thing is find out what is important to you. Find out what little thing lights you up. See, there's that word thing. Find out what lights you up and give you that. That's what AT&T is trying to say. They're saying that if you want to have a traditional billing structure, they can do that. If you want to have 1,000 channels, they can do that. If you really just care about a very small number of channels, they can do that. If you want sports, they can do that. And if you want to take your TV with you, they can do that. If you just want to use your DVR the same way that you did 10 years ago, they can do that. You see, it's all good. And it means that instead of millennials actually killing everything, it means that you're being listened to, you're being heard, and that you are important. That the early adopter, the person who's had DirecTV service since 1994 or 1995, is still important, and they haven't been left behind because their thing is traditional satellite TV service, and AT&T has more for it. On the other hand, if you're brand new to all of this, let's just say you're 25 years old and just kind of moving out and getting your own place and, getting away from sharing mom and dad's HBO Go password, they've got something for you too. They've got something for you no matter how you look at your entertainment life. And even if you're somebody who's retired, looking to cut costs as much as possible, they have plans for that too. It's not just all about a one-size-fits-all unlimited plan. It's about making sure that no matter who you are, you're going to have a great AT&T experience. That's not a bad thing. And that's all that more for your thing means. It does seem like a kind of a jarring advertising campaign when you look at AT&T and DirecTV, which have both been sort of conservative media entities in the past, very hesitant to rock the boat. They're playing with their own logo. They're playing with their own colors. They're breaking the mold of how they've done advertising in the past. But that needs to happen every so often. Advertising needs to be shaken up, or else we'd all just have, white folks with pipes and suits telling you what was going on in black and white advertisements for some sort of ground coffee or something like that. I don't know. You just watch old episodes of I Love Lucy if you know what I'm talking about. Advertising has to evolve. And AT&T is evolving its advertising in a way that probably for the very first time takes into account a much larger group of people. So aside from millennials ruining a whole bunch of other things, whether it's diamonds or restaurants or anything that you blame millennials for, they're not actually breaking this. Just exactly the opposite. That's about it for the Solid Signal podcast for this week. I have to tell you, it's been a pleasure doing these podcasts for you, and I love doing them. This is we're coming up on podcast number 300 very soon, and that's kind of a neat milestone. And I wanted to thank all of you for listening over the years, and I hope that your thing is continuing to listen to my podcast. Have a great day.